Hey guys, so I wanted to do a planning for the year ahead outlook and just what I did in my bullet journal to plan for the year ahead. I cordoned off everything and I just wrote 2019 here. I might decorate it later, I might not. Here I have just these very simple little, block by block tiny calendars. I put boxes, and the boxes, some of them have four, some of them have five, because some of my months have 4 weeks going on, some of them have like 5 weeks going on because they started in the middle here or whatever. I might not even use all of these check boxes. I put notes. I can, make it mental health wise. I can put how I felt that month and just an overview. I can make it, more like productive, what I physically did accomplish or what I physically did start. Um, Things like that that I don't already have trackers for. And I have it continued over here for the last 2 months. And then I have this monthly tracker here. And your monthly tracker might look different than mine. I decided to do this since I know that there's going to be some major life changes this year for me. And it's also a productivity tracker. So I have on here whether I finished a short story or a chapter, whether I revised a short story or chapter, whether I submitted to a publisher or magazine. And then I have more career, like, physical career oriented things, like submitting a job application, whether I got a call back, put money in savings, took money out of savings, YouTube videos, deep clean house. About once a month, I aim to deep clean my house because I know that finals this year, I really let that go. So I want to make sure that I hold myself accountable to that from now on. And whether or not I traveled. So you can put whatever you want here. And as you see, I have a few boxes still left that I might decide to add some more things to. Now I did make these squares a little wider. It is 2 squares going this way, 1 square going that way. So I can write numbers in here. And ideally, especially whenever it comes to submitting to publishers or magazines, I might submit to publishers in January, but not February. And I might submit to 5 publishers in January, but none in February. So it's important for me to have space to put those numbers, or if I decide to put tally marks, I might decide to do tally marks, and I have the room to do that however way that I decide to do that. Next is my finances for the year ahead, and I got a little glue monster on the next page, and I'll show you that. Anyway, I just did, and as you can see, like, I just did black and brown, very kind of classic look for this. And in black, I have the names of the month, all prettyfuls in my calligraphy. And underneath, in brown, I just have made, spent, saved. Very simple, very simple. So if I took money out of savings, I'll just put a negative there, right? And then whatever amount I took out. And I'm going to do this at the end of the month. So at the beginning of the month, I might have needed to take some money out of savings, but then by the end of the month, I put more in than I took out, so then that makes it a positive number. It's whatever you want it to be. And here's the vision board. I got glue monstery on this envelope here. I didn't realize that it would warp my paper like that, but that makes sense. I'm using Elmer's glue. Elmer's glue is water-based, so that makes sense. I have since gotten a little coarse-haired brush to kind of even those out without getting glue all over my fingers necessarily. So that won't happen, and it hasn't happened since, so it must be working for me. But here, this envelope, and I've talked about the envelope in another video, but just inspirations and ideas, and I pop those things in this envelope so that I can look at them and remind myself, and if I'm feeling a little down, or unmotivated or whatever, I can just open this up and it's great. It'll fuel my desire to be productive and fuel my desire to be inspired even when I might not feel very inspired. Here I just have a short little affirmation page, and it's basically just like a little letter to myself. You will be okay no matter what. So be kind to yourself because you are all you have, and that's great. You are enough. Pretty gnarly. And here, I don't just have my goals for 2019, I have my accomplishments and milestones of 2018. So I have all of these really big goals for 2019, and sometimes that can be overwhelming. But over here for 2019, I have everything that I accomplished, and I accomplished some pretty major things along the lines of what I continue to accomplish for 2019. So this past year in 2018, I finally moved out of the dorms and I got into an apartment. I live completely on my own now. Huge plus. That is a huge milestone of anyone's life, is to move out and be on their own completely. Not living with anyone, and it's great. That was so huge, not just to my life milestones, but to my mental health, to live completely alone. I started therapy this year. I got a cat that I love, who's so great to me. I stopped the cycle of toxic dating. That's a huge milestone for me. I was realizing that I had this pattern of just toxic partners over and over and over, and I would jump in and out of relationships like that. And I completely stopped dating people over the summer this past year, and I've really just been focusing on myself and being single and being self-sufficient and not needing other people to validate me. So huge, so huge. So for 2019, my goals are like, to get a passport. I've always wanted to get a passport because if I do go to that workshop in Seattle, I would like to go up into Canada and visit some of my extended relatives there. I have a novel I want to finish the first draft of this year. Not completely finish the novel, but I want to finish the first draft of the novel, and we all know the first draft is so important. I'm graduating in May. That's a done deal. I know that. So I put that on there as like a gimme. I also want to wake up at 9 a.m. most days. I want to do more open mic nights or poetry readings. And maybe not to stand up and speak, but to go out there and get into that community of writers here in my town. So get published, anything, anywhere that ties into what's on my task tracker for the month, for the year, my monthly task tracker for the year. There we go. I said it. I also want complete financial independence right now. So this year, that's what I want to do. And of course, I want to go to Clarion West. That's all I talk about. So having these two side by side makes everything here seem less. It makes everything here seem so much more doable when I see all of the milestones and accomplishments I made, both in my mental health and for my career. So important. So I hope that this has helped you out and that you are ready to plan ahead for the year, given all of these amazing tools. If you have any comments or suggestions, please leave them down below. If you have any feedback for me, I would love to know what you think I should do to grow this channel. Please like and subscribe. Bye-bye.